Hey everybody, it's me again, back from a vacation. I have a lot of things to talk about, so I'll try to go quick like a bunny. My vacation was really good, and I did excellent with Weight Watchers and exercise for the first 7 days. But the vacation was 12 days, so that means what? I'm not good at math. That means 5 days just fell to pieces. And that was because we were traveling and staying a night and traveling and staying a night. So it was pretty difficult to try to eat the way I was supposed to, and it was really hard to fit in exercise somewhere there because we'd drive from one place and stay the night and be there for a little bit the next day, and then we'd drive to the next place. And so anyway, I just kind of let it go. I figure I did good in the beginning, and it was a struggle at the other half of it. And I just have some emotional things going on. A really good friend of mine, I don't want to get into a bunch of it, but lost her fight with cancer the weekend before I went on vacation, and I didn't know that she was still struggling with it. So it came very suddenly to me. I heard that she passed away, and I was at her wake all within 5 hour span of time. So I'm still muddling through that. And then when we got back, my 19-year-old cat, I don't know what's wrong with her. She's not eating and drinking, and we took her to the vet, and she said she's dehydrated and had a fever, and gave her some antibiotics. And hopefully she pulls through that, but you know, I'm not completely naive. I know she's 19 years old, and anyway, and having issues at work. It's like when it rains it pours, right? And anyway, with all that said, I gave a lot of thought to how I'm feeling and what's going on with me. And when we got back, it's hotter than Hades here, seriously. Like, I got so spoiled. We were in hot climates. We were in Vegas, we were in Phoenix, we were in Palm Springs, so we were in hot climates, but everybody has air conditioning in the United States. All the stores have air conditioning, the cars have air conditioning, the hotel rooms, my friends' houses, everybody had air conditioning, right? Well, that's not true where I live. Nobody has air conditioning. I think we have 3 stores in town that have air conditioning, like really tiny stores. And we don't have air conditioning in our house. So it's like 100 degrees, and it's humid, and I just am dying. So we got back last week. I didn't do any exercise. I wasn't eating a lot. When it gets hot, I don't feel that hungry, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I just started walking yesterday. I walked today. I started meditation yesterday and today, but I don't know. And I'm doing Weight Watchers, but I don't know what I'm going to do with TurboFire. I don't know if I'm going to just try to wait until it gets cooler, if I can find some kind of a cooler solution. We have a little tiny house on the property that has an old air conditioner that works okay, but it's full of storage, like wedding, like work stuff. So I've asked my husband repeatedly to please clean that out, and then maybe I could exercise in there. But anyway, we'll see. I'll keep you updated with that. But I kind of came to this other thing. Like, I was thinking about this, right? Like, I've tried all different kinds of things for weight loss. I tried all different kinds of diets, right? I've tried the paleo diet and a version of Atkins I can't remember the name of right now. And I tried Slim Fast and Weight Watchers, and you know, just like anyone else that's grasping at straws, right? And by try, I mean, you know, I've given each of those at least a minimum of 3 months off and on. So it's not like I'm talking about a week or 2 weeks or something. No, I've given it a good hefty effort. And I still firmly believe in Weight Watchers, and I am going to help I am going to keep tracking that, mostly because I just feel like I can use the assistance with my portion control. But and I've done all kinds of different exercises. I've done dancing and Zumba, and I had a trainer for a while a couple years ago, and which is heck of expensive, and did Terrifier, done P90X. I running and walking and all kinds of different things, and I just realized that I want to try something completely different. And as you guys know, and I've talked about before, this time through, I'm not as focused on like how many pounds are off of the scale. And in fact, I'm still struggling in my head whether I even want to weigh myself or not. But you know that my focus is on being healthy, on feeling good about myself. And I was reading this book, which has nothing to do with weight loss whatsoever. It's called I Am Hetero, I believe it's called. Really good book about this woman who grew up as a Hetero in Canada, which is a religious sect of people similar to the Amish or the Mennonites, but different. And I was reading about how she was talking about how the kids were always outside and they were playing and they had really good wholesome food, and nobody ever talked about, this wasn't the focus of the book, but of course, me being where I'm at, this is the focus of what I grabbed from it. And that no one really talked about weight or about watching what you eat or, you know, any of that. It was just focused on eating wholesome, really good, yummy food, right? Like good, homegrown, homemade food. And I've been going through this process the last few years where I tried Splenda for a while, and I was doing like everybody does, like, you know, diet ranch dressing and things like that, and finally came to the conclusion that I don't like the taste of those things. I don't trust those things. I think processed food is extremely bad. So I've completely not doing any of that anymore. If I'm going to eat something, I'm going to eat the whole whatever it is of what I'm eating or drinking, and with just a desire to eat less of whatever it is. But hopefully not eating that much of a bad thing, I guess, is not making any sense. I don't know if I'm making sense, but it makes sense in my head. Anyway, the point was, I was thinking about one thing that I think is critical to weight loss is not being stressed, feeling peaceful, feeling content, being happy. And I have never focused on those things. I guess I've gotten into that mindset of if I'm thinner, then those things will start happening, instead of focusing on the things that make me feel peaceful, make me feel less stressed out, make me feel happy. Focused on doing those things and trusting that the emotional eating and all that kind of stuff will just fall off, because I'm actually focused on doing the things that I love to do. And when I look back before I had my daughter, and I had I mean, for the most part, I was athletic, I was in good shape, I wasn't overweight, but I had periods where I gained weight, and I realized when I look back, I went for at least 15 years without ever stepping on a scale, even though I could tell that I had gained or lost weight based on my clothes, right? And whenever I felt like I was getting heavy, I just did more exercise, I changed the way I was eating, you know, being a little bit more stringent with myself so that I could get back into feeling, you know, healthy again. And I would add some activities and like focus on things that I really enjoyed doing. Like I tried during that time period, I took up mountain biking and dancing, and I was running all the time, and I did a variety of things. So I was thinking about that, and I was like, you know what? That's what I am missing. That's what I'm missing in general. Not even so much just talking about weight loss, just in general. You know, I was telling my husband, I like living here, but some of the things that I miss that we don't do here, and for a myriad of reasons we don't do them here. I used to love to ride my bike, like loved riding my bike. I love riding my bike, but here it's not an easy thing to do because so many people leave their dogs loose, and the dogs will chase you and they'll bite at you, and then there's wild dogs here, which, you know, when I lived in the States, I never lived in a place with things like that, so that was never a concern or a worry, but here it is. So I used to go hiking in the mountains all the time because all the places I lived very close to the mountains. Within 15 minutes or sometimes even less, I was up in the mountains and out hiking in the trees and nature, and which is one of the reasons why I love this walk, right? Oh, as a matter of fact, why don't you take a look at it? Look at this. This looks so beautiful and peaceful, right? But and taking dance classes, and in a town of 5,000 people in a third world country, there's just not things like that, or as much opportunity for that. And you know, I miss going on road trips and seeing friends and seeing family, and you know, where we live, we're at the very tip of the country, and nobody lives close. So if we're going to go see somebody, we have to fly, and that's expensive. So anyway, I'm not giving, by the way, all the reasons why I can't do things that I enjoy. I just have to find other things that I equally enjoy or enjoy more here while we're here. Or we need to move. That's one of the two things. But part of me getting my groove back isn't all about just losing weight. I think losing weight or being heavy or having emotional eating, I feel like that is the symptom, but that is not the issue. It's kind of like, I feel like maybe my arm is misshapen, but the misshape of my arm isn't the problem. The problem is my arm's broken, and I need to fix the arm in order for, you know, I need to reset the arm so that it's not misshapen, and then it won't be misshapen and it'll be fine, right? And I kind of feel like that's how me being fat is. So with all that said, what does that mean? I guess that means that meditation is number one. I think meditation has now taken the place of what Turbo Fire was before, where I would not miss a day of Turbo Fire. I was doing it in the hotel room the first 7 days I was out, but meditation's number one. Journaling is number two. 3 is going for my walks. 4 is, you know, watching what I'm eating on Weight Watchers, portion control. But I'm not as focused on that because I believe that if I'm feeling happy and I'm feeling peaceful and I'm managing my stress, then I'm not going to want to eat things that are not good for me, that are going to make me heavy, or that are going to make me retain fat, or that are going to slow down my metabolism. I don't believe that will happen. So I guess that's my new plan, I guess, if you want to call it, or whatever. And we'll just see how I go. But I want to start living my life again. Like, you know, it's so funny when you have kids. And everyone says this, right? Everybody says it, everybody. And if you don't have children, you hear it and you go, oh yeah, I'm sure that's probably true, but you don't really understand it. It's kind of like living outside the country, trying to explain to somebody how living outside the country is. And until you actually live outside your own country, I don't think you can truly understand what that's like. But anyway, you know, before I had my daughter, I was not afraid. I wasn't afraid. I would just move someplace if I felt that was a good decision. I would change jobs, always looking to grow and new experiences and the thing that sounded exciting, so that I would get up in the morning and be excited to do whatever it was that I was doing. Meeting new people. I love the challenge. Traveling, trying new classes. And, you know, after I had her, I I started to become afraid because my decisions were going to impact her. You know, what if we move somewhere and she doesn't make any friends, or it's too dangerous, or maybe if we stay it's dangerous and we need to move someplace else, and like just all these things in my head. And I don't want to I think I've done a pretty good job of not teaching her to be afraid. She doesn't seem to be afraid of anything. Maybe I need to instill some fear in her, but what I love about her is she's always ready for the next adventure. She loves to travel. She looks like a little professional traveler with her little tiny suitcase pulling it through the airport. And she gets excited for something and then she enjoys it, and then once it's over, and she's ready for the next thing. And I really love that about her. I just need to bring that back to me, to where I'm excited about things and I'm appreciating things, and I'm taking a second to stop and look at this. I don't even know, I hope you can see this. Look at this cloud. Can you see that? Is that beautiful? That's what I'm talking about, like taking a moment. Oh wow, this is so long. I hope you don't kill me. Just taking a moment to just breathe and just appreciate what I have in the moment that I have it, and then let it go and be ready for the next moment. So anyway, big long thoughts. Maybe you can watch this in 2 parts. I've been trying to keep these down to 5-6 minutes, and obviously I blew that out of the water this time. But anyway, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing. Thank you so much. Every time you comment, it really means a lot to me. So I really appreciate that support. And I look forward to watching your videos. I know I've missed a couple of people that posted while I was gone. And I will talk to you guys later. You guys in the next couple